Pride Month. Who would have thought 50 years ago that the head of the New York City Council would have been an openly gay man and HIV positive? On this week's episode of Beat of the Week with Kelly Mena, we sit down with New York City Council Speaker Corey Johnson as he marks his very first Pride as one of the city's top officials. Pride Month, you're celebrating your first Pride. Tell me a little bit of what that means to you as the Speaker of the City Council.
Well, I feel really grateful. We're sitting in this office here at City Hall, and on the walls over there's a photo of Harvey Milk, who is a personal hero of mine, and up here is a photo of Larry Kramer, who really founded ACT UP and helped get life-saving treatment for people living with HIV and AIDS. I'm the only openly HIV positive elected official in the state of New York. There's a handful of us nationally. I'm one of 5 LGBT elected officials on the city council. So for me, Pride is very personal. I remember what it was like to be a closeted teenager who was despondent, depressed, and suicidal. So to be able to live my truth, to be able to affect public policy, to help other young people, to be able to hopefully be a role model for other young people out there that they should run for office themselves if they're young and LGBT, I feel really proud personally. And I also look at it as an opportunity to reflect, but also look forward. What other things do we need to accomplish for our city and for the country for LGBT people? And so we do things on pieces of legislation, on things in the budget. We build senior LGBT affordable housing. So there are many things that we do from a public policy perspective. But then personally for me, it's also about really trying to destigmatize what it means to be an openly HIV positive person, because there is still so much stigma around that. And the second is there is still a lot of parental rejection in New York City. There's still lots of young people who end up on the streets or in homeless shelters because their families don't accept them for who they are. I want to give a message to every LGBT young person that you are valuable, you are beautiful, and that we want you to know that in New York City, we love you and we want to protect you. And I think so it's both public policy and also how we stand as role models to hopefully help other people. And what we've seen with this administration in Washington, D.C., what we're seeing in state legislatures all across the country, what we're seeing actually in Albany with inaction on things like getting rid of conversion therapy and protecting transgender people by law, there is still so much work to do. So that's part of what Pride is about. It's about reflecting back on our history, but also looking forward on what else we need to accomplish. And so I am so glad that we still continue to celebrate Pride. For me, my entree and entrance into electoral politics was really rooted in my own story of coming out as a 16-year-old closeted gay kid in a small town in Massachusetts. And that's what led me into LGBT activism, which is what led me into electoral and democratic politics, which is what got me involved locally here in New York City on the west side of Manhattan. And it's what propelled me to run for city council when I announced in 2012 and won my seat in 2013. And so for me, it's all really connected in many ways. I do kind of look at the whole arc of it, of being that closeted gay football player and now being the Speaker of the City Council. You never know what life has in store.
We are here. We are queer, and we are not going anywhere. Relatively, not too long ago, this party, this event, was not happening at City Hall. But here we are, queer in City Hall, contemplating what is possible.
We still have a long way to go, but we've come a long way since I was a kid. When I was a kid with Pride, being a gay man meant that you weren't always accepted. I was very fortunate in my youth that my family accepted me, but I had a lot of friends that did not. And then we went through the whole AIDS epidemic, and that was a whole different story and meaning for the Gay Pride organization, because it was a fight to survive and get special funding for AIDS medication. So Gay Pride to me means many different things, and it has changed over the year. Today it's almost a celebration. We've got gay marriage and marriage equality. has changed through the years, and is something that we still need to be proud of, and teach our younger generation the struggles that we had and where they are now and where are we going next.
And so this is just a wonderful moment for me because so many of my dreams have come true, and that really has a lot to do with the time that we're in and the opportunities that have been given to me. And I want to vow to make the most of those opportunities. Pride is a moment for the entire community to come together. It's a moment to celebrate who we are, how far we've come, and it's also a moment to recognize where we have to go and kind of take focus. And Pride means something different to everybody. There's a lot of people who have their first Pride this year. There's a lot of people who've been there, done that. And so I think it's just a great opportunity for the community to come together and give ourselves a pat on the back and then refuel for everything else we have to do in the future.
All I can say about Pride is, as one of my idols, one of my queens from the great city of New York, born and raised, Lady Gaga says, "Baby, I was born this way." So even if I wasn't born this way, which I was, Pride is about living your truth, being who you are, being accepted for who you are.
Your skills holding, your cheeks showing, hot line blue. Where do you think you're going, baby?
Hey, I just met you, and this is crazy, but here's my number, so call me maybe. It's hard to look at you, baby, but here's my number, so call me
You
maybe.
disgraced the Speaker's office to the New York City Council by dancing to Carly Rae Jepsen.